Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to be speaking at the African Millennials Dialogue this year. I had the pleasure of speaking in the dialogue last year, and every year it's such a brilliant conversation that's going on, and it's such a beautiful time to talk with and to the most brilliant young minds that we have here in Africa. My name is Grace Nekesa Waswa. I am from Kenya. I am a youth advocate, a lawyer, and the founder of Vijana Tipu Initiative. And I'm honored and excited to be talking to you today. My conversation today is about young people taking up opportunities, the opportunities that are present, and how young people can take up these opportunities. I'd like to start by saying that opportunities are always present. Even in the adversity that we have faced as a continent, there is always a silver lining. COVID-19 came and it brought a lot of challenges to our economies. Our economies were greatly challenged, and we saw an influx of unemployment, an influx of a rise in depression, and different things that came about with the challenges of lack of money, if I may outrightly put it out. There is no money, and poverty levels were rising, and the many challenges that we all must know. Currently, as a continent, we're still faced with different challenges, especially as the East African community. We are faced with the issue of drought. A lot of our brothers and sisters in the northern parts of East Africa, the northern parts of our country, the Horn of Africa, are facing a serious drought. And this is something that really is so sad. And so our continent is going through quite a number of challenges. We've also seen a number of coups that have been happening, I think, in Central Africa, a number of coups d'etats, and so we've been through it. We've been through it, and I am certain there is a silver lining in all of it. Even with the challenges that we have faced as a continent, it is very clear that we have young and brilliant people that are ready to take up positions of power and to run with solutions, run and lead with these solutions and transform our continent as we should, right? So the opportunities are present, the opportunities to solve these challenges, the opportunities to innovate for these challenges, innovate for the hunger and drought situation, and not just innovate, speak up for these situations, innovate for the health crisis, innovate for the education crisis that we are having in our continent. We also have a myriad of opportunities in technology. In Kenya, we are now embracing the new term called we're being called the Silicon Savannah, because a lot of startups are coming up, and it's a technological based startups. Young people are coming up with so many brilliant ideas to solve a lot of things with technology. That is also a branch or an area in which young people can see opportunity present. And you don't have to think of technology as this, coding and all this. Even me, I don't know technology well. Let me just be honest. Yeah. Technology is as simple as us having this conversation on Zoom, leveraging the opportunities that are present for us to have this conversation on Zoom. I did my pre-recording because of technology. It has enabled me to pre-record and then have this played to you during the dialogue. We have content creation, which is a major part of technology. And so just looking at the different things that are present and then being creative, right? Being creative with these things is something that we young people need to learn. We cannot just sit in a box. We cannot just go with the flow. One challenge I'd like to give you as a young person is not to settle with the status quo. The status quo of employment, the status quo of leadership, the status quo of what is happening. Be brave enough to think outside the box. Be brave enough to see things differently. And you will only see things differently if you associate with people that see things differently. You will only see things differently if you listen to people that see things differently. One quote that I love saying is that if you keep doing things the same way, you will still keep getting the same results. If as young people we have been looking for opportunities in the same way for the past years that we have existed, honestly, we're still going to be getting the same results as we have been getting. It's time for you to challenge yourself as a young person. It's time for you to make new friends, change your structure, and change the people that are around you if they are not exposing you to opportunities, as sad as that may be. You need to do that. Be courageous enough to do that. You need to be courageous enough to put up yourself on social media. Embrace the beauty that technology is coming and is bringing. And social media is one of them, right? Embrace that and open a LinkedIn account. Let people know what you're all about. Let people know what you're about, what you like speaking about, what you like doing. Let people identify you with something. You do not expect yourself to attract any opportunity if you really just close for yourself and you close everything in and you put boundaries and walls to the work that you are doing. Let people know what you're doing. If possible, start a website with your name. A tip: Canva has released it's released something that can enable you to really just create a website for free and in the most simplest ways. You know what a website does for you? It helps you get identified. And if somebody wants to get you as a teacher, for example, or as a lawyer, they would know what your specialties are. You have your LinkedIn, you have your social media, but you also have a place where people can book you and can look at what you're doing and can look at your past works and all that. If it's so hard to start a website, just have your social media. If it's so hard to have your social media, speak up anytime you're somewhere. Let people know what you are about. Thirdly, I'd like to invite you to be as courageous as possible. Be your most courageous self. Courage really doesn't mean that you are bold and brave and standing in the podium as the most bold and brave person. But courage really occurs when we appear in our fear. Courage doesn't wait for us to let go of the fear. Courage doesn't let us release the fear first. It allows us and it needs us actually to walk in the fear so that we can gain the courage. Be bold enough to approach people and let them know what you're about. Be bold enough to attend webinars and let them know what you're about, right? I love attending webinars, and if they are online anywhere and if it's with an organization that I feel like my values are attached to, one of the strategies I use is I attend the webinar and I already have a pre-written introduction that I will input in the chat, and I will tell them what I do and what I expect from that conversation. After the conversation is over, what I think is prudent to do, and what I've done in the past, is reach out to one of the attendees or the panelists or the organizers of the webinar or the conference that I was part of, and let them know what I learned from it. Let them know what stood out from me, and if possible, give recommendations of what is best and what are some of the best practices according to my knowledge and my skill set. All that requires courage. Being able to put yourself out there, confidently speak about what you're about and what you think should be done. So my challenge to you, before the end of the year, attend one webinar. Webinars are all over. If you're into employment, the International Labour Organization and the Decent Job for Youth Organization normally holds webinars each and every 2 weeks, right? Attend one. In the chat section, introduce yourself. Let people know how they can meet you. Be brief, but be bold. Yes, be brief, but be bold. And after the webinar, go to your LinkedIn, look at the speakers that were there, look at the attendees that were there, and reach out to them and let them know, hey, I liked what you spoke about, and this and this and this. Another way to attract opportunities is by being the one that gives opportunities. You see, networks are built by building very strong relationships. And so if we have very strong relationships that are in our circle, we're able to attract more and more opportunities. How do you do this? If you connect with somebody in this conference, for example, in this dialogue, for example, and you know their interests and you know what they like to do, what they're all about. If you spot an opportunity that would fit them, and that would really be great for them, share that opportunity with them. Let them know that you were thinking about them. And when another opportunity that is relevant to you comes up, trust me, this person will share that opportunity with you. My point is, our relationships are the key foundation of building better opportunities for ourselves. If we build strong relationships that are not just for us, but are for the people around us and for the people with us, we open ourselves to more and better opportunities. Thank you very, very much. I think that's it from me. I would have loved to be present to talk more and more about how we can build opportunities. But my final word for you young people is that embrace unity and partnership with people. Embrace working together. Embrace that. And I think when we move as one, we're able to conquer a lot. And secondly, be bold and be courageous. Everything that I have suggested and I've mentioned today can only happen if you're actually bold and you're courageous. To reach out to somebody, reach out to me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is Waswa Grace. And when you reach out to me, we'll have a chat and we'll have a conversation. Thank you very, very much for this opportunity. And if you have any questions for me on how you can build opportunities for yourself, please do email me at waswagracewaswa@gmail.com. Thank you.